Hello, my name is Lee Shane. Not only am I a United States Air Force veteran, I'm also your local real estate professional. And before we get started, I want to thank all those who have served this great country. And if you did serve, please leave a comment down below as to when and where you served. In this video, we're going to look at 8 things you must know about VA appraisals. Number 1, VA appraisals are mandatory when buying a home. You'll have to make a lot of choices, but if you're using a VA loan, you can't opt out of the VA appraisal. Every home purchased with a VA loan must be evaluated by a VA certified appraiser. But don't worry, your lender will request and schedule the appraisal, and then inform you once the appraisal is complete. Number 2, the VA appraisal has 2 purposes. First, to determine the home's fair market value. The appraiser will use current market data and recent sales to determine the property value. Your lender needs to know the market value for the property, and this market value helps you, the buyer, ensure that you're not overpaying for a property. It also ensures that the property meets the VA's minimum property requirements. You see, the VA has a unique list of requirements which all their properties must adhere. Those are guidelines that ensure the home purchased by the veteran is safe and move-in ready. And I'll leave a link to that list down in the description box down below. Oh, and while you're down there, if you would, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ring that bell. That way you'll get notified every time I post new videos. It helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Now, be aware, buyers will usually need to pay for this appraisal up front. Appraisal fees vary based on the type of home, whether it's a single family versus a condo or even a manufactured home. But typically you can plan about $600, give or take. Now, your realtor can help try and recoup this fee at closing as part of your negotiations with the seller. Number 4, VA appraisals often get completed within 10 days, but plan a little longer. 10 days is the typical timeline to have a VA appraisal completed. However, times vary from one area to the next and with the market. The VA issues appraisal timeline requirements, but they're more guidelines than actual requirements. In addition, if repairs are required by the appraiser, they'll have to come back out for a reinspection. So plan on that additional time when you're calculating your closing date, but don't make it too long. See, VA appraisals are valid for only 6 months. Number 5, the VA appraisal is not a guarantee that a home is perfect. The VA appraisal ensures 3 things. Homes are safe, structurally sound, and sanitary. The home needs to meet the basic livability standards, but you need to understand that costly repairs could pop up anytime after you sign those closing documents. And this will bring us to number 6. The VA appraisal is not a substitute for a home inspection. The VA appraiser will make sure the home meets the VA minimum property requirements, where a professional home inspector will typically perform a much more in-depth, comprehensive investigation. A good home inspector will thoroughly describe every deficiency noted in the property. The inspector documents findings with photos and makes recommendations, and may possibly recommend an estimated cost of the repairs. The professional home inspection report is an excellent tool for renegotiating purchase contract price and should never be skipped. Some buyers prefer to have the home inspection done first before deciding to move forward with the VA appraisal. For more information on home inspections, check out my video on home inspections. Number 7. Sometimes problems arise. Typically, the VA appraisal is completed quickly without complications. However, that's not always the case. And it's important to recognize that the results of the VA appraisal could send the purchase in a completely different direction. For instance, if the property doesn't meet the minimum property requirement criteria, or if the appraiser requires repairs to bring it up to the standards, buyers have a few options to consider. They can negotiate with the sellers to make the repairs, they consider paying for the repairs themselves, or just flat out walk away from the purchase altogether. If the appraised value falls short of the loan amount, the buyers have options. They can either ask the seller to lower the price, or if they're in a position they can bring cash to closing to make up the difference, they can file a petition with the VA for a reconsideration of value, or they can just flat out walk away from the purchase altogether. Lastly, the VA appraisal doesn't have to be intimidating, even though the VA appraisal can have a drastic impact on the home purchase. There's no need to fear this process unless you're unprepared. If you're working with a knowledgeable real estate professional and a skilled VA lender, they're familiar with the VA criteria, and they can guide you in all the benefits of a VA home loan, including 100% financing, no private mortgage insurance, flexible credit standards, and low closing costs. If you'd like to know more about the VA home loan process or find out if you qualify for a VA home loan, whether you're in my area or not, please feel free to reach out to me for more information. I look forward to seeing you again, and until then, God bless America.